Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I figured I'd do a little update here on the car I'm working on. It is the 1967 Chrysler 300 Coupe, and it's been a while. I've had it now for about a month, and I've done some updates to it here just to get it to the mechanic in order for it to be running and whatnot here. But the vehicle does start now. I have replaced the rear suspension, the rear air shocks, the Monroe-matic shocks on the back, and I am in the process of replacing the fronts with these KYB gas shock absorbers here. So all I have to do is just slip the front shocks in and we should be good to go. I did, which was really a bummer here, but I did have to take the grinder and grind the old shocks out because they were just so old. The carb is out. I did take the carb and pull that out here, and I am going to get that rebuilt. I ended up buying a bigger carb for it, a 750 CFM carb, but after doing some more research, I figured I would just keep it stock since the rest of the vehicle is stock here. And what I'll probably do is get some long tube headers and an exhaust put on this 440. I will put a new radiator cap on. I have, but I haven't had time yet to put in some more new hoses here for the radiator area. As you can see, these are grimy and dirty and crappy on the bottom and the top, so I need to take those off and redo that. I did bleed the brake lines and put new brake fluid in there, so those should be working properly. I have not put new drum brakes on the front yet. I did on the rear. That has been done, and actually the pads themselves are good. It's more of the drum brakes itself that need to be cleaned. I did give this the best paint correction that I possibly could. As you can see, there's still some really deep scratches in that paint, and I can't really go any deeper than what I'm comfortable with here. So I did the best paint correction that I could. It really shines now. I put a ceramic coat on the vehicle, which is awesome. I did detail the interior here, making it look a lot better than what it was, except this little section here, I just have to replace some fuses that need to be replaced, but everything else is detailed and cleaned and vacuumed. The dead mouse that was in here is out of there, which is awesome, but I'm very pleased to have the car up and running. Doesn't seem like I've done a lot in the last month, but really I have, and it's everything with an old car takes time. I did replace all lighting with LED lighting. These reverse lights are actually not even hooked up, so when I get that to my mechanic, I'm going to have him hook those up, because those of course need to be street legal. These are replaced with LEDs. I am in the process here of replacing the front lights with LED lights as well, a halo design. Those are going to look awesome when they're done. And I did replace the turn signals with LED lights too, just so they're a little bit brighter than stock. Of course, I have replaced the fuel filter and the fuel pump, and what I could, at least to get the car running, up all of the gas lines, because of the fact that the gas lines were all rotted and stuff like that. So pretty much everything. Oh, also the resistor has been replaced, along with the new starter relay has been replaced as well, which of course I need to screw that in better, but it's still in the shop and I'm still working on it. So right now I'm just in the process of taking the gas shocks out and putting the new ones in, because if I can even find where the old one is, it's really embarrassing. I don't even know if well, just to put it in perspective, this is what the old rear ones look like. They barely work. So the front ones don't, there we go, there they are. The front ones, I mean, look at this. This is awful. This is just awful how bad this looks. So what we're going to do here is replace these and then we should be ho-hum, all good to go. I still need to figure out how to adjust the vehicle so it doesn't like have that lean. I want it to sit more square, so I'm gonna figure that out. But everything that I could possibly do to this vehicle is almost done. I'm pretty impressed with it before taking it to a mechanic with an actual lift, and to get some of that more intensive stuff like the electrical and maybe some of these hoses replaced with the correct hoses here. And yeah, I'm very impressed with it. One thing that I want to tackle, and I've been saving it for last, is to get underneath the actual vehicle and take some of that rust off, because I do want to spray some rust eater at the bottom of it in order to spray with some like bed liner material, and you know, make sure that it's clean underneath. Also, my guy is also a body specialist, so he's going to match the paint to these areas where it needs to be matched, which are little nicks and knocks all over the place on this car. So he's going to try to body match that the best as possible, which anything's going to look better than this here. So it's going to look really good when it's done. I'm really curious to see when it is going to be done here. I just really want to make this drivable so far. I still need to get my license for it and get it on the road, but it starts up, it runs, it sounds really good. Here's my old carb, that it's a Carter 4-barrel CFM that needs to be just rebuilt. You know, everything needs to be redone on it, so it's old. I mean, this is old stuff here, so everything just needs to be given a good refresh and redone over, and then the car will be good to go. But I can't wait to get this puppy up and running and having it as my cruiser. I did take some upholstery glue and glue some of this upholstery down the best that I could, especially underneath where some of that carpet was loose. I glued some of that down. I glued this on the other side all the way down, and there was some other areas of the car that needed to be reupholstered or re-glued and that type of stuff there. So that's exciting that I was able to get all of that done. And eventually I'd like to redo this mirror because it does not sit inside like that. So that would be nice to actually have this mirror work properly, but it does not. So slowly but surely we're working on this car and getting it done. I didn't think it was going to be such a project, but this is going to be a year-by-year project. Eventually I'd like to have all of this in here either repainted or just cleaned out and gone through so it actually looks good and not super dirty like this does. This is embarrassing how it looks. I'd like to get a new pie pan here for the air cover, and kind of go through all of that. But slowly but surely she is going to live again. It's exciting here. It's exciting to have a working project and something that runs and drives at least, so I'm not left stranded someplace. And it's cool to have this old classic car. It matches, well, it doesn't match because it's not the same color, but it matches my 2007 Chrysler 300 SRT that I have, which I will show you all, so I can have a new and a old car in case my dad and I want to go out cruising or something like that. So, and yes, it would be cool to have an old Challenger to match my Challenger, but I really wanted the 300 because the 300 has always been my dream car since I was a little kid, and the fam and I just couldn't afford it until I got a real job and started making real money, and then I could afford that. So I'm like, hey, what the heck? Let's match with the classic 300 with the 7.2 liter V8. It is just excellent. So this is gonna look so good when it's done. You know, some pinstriping will have to be redone on there as well. I may just take the pinstriping off. I'm not totally sure yet. I truly actually do like the pinstriping on this vehicle, so it'd be cool to get the pinstriping back on there. But again, this is a project car, and it's going to take a little while to get everything done on it. That's just the way project cars go. So it's going to be a year-by-year process. You know, stick a few grand in here and there as the years go on. Right now, out of my own money here, I've got over $1,000 stuck into this, and that doesn't include my time and my labor into it as well, which has been immensely more than what a mechanic would do. But it's a fun project, and it's something that I could say that I had a part in bringing this back to its former glory. So with that being said, I appreciate you all watching. Stay tuned for more videos of the 300 here. It's a work in progress, and I just cannot wait to get this baby on the road and actually cruising in it. This is one of the coolest cars I've laid my eyes on, and it is just a beautiful beast indeed.